Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Puteri Nur Shakila binti Azmi, and I will start the video with summary of the case study and the ethical theories related to this case study. This case study tells us about the existence of file sharing platform and struggles of artists to defend their rights for their song that has been placed in these platforms. So back in 1999, two teenagers started to build this file sharing platform called Napster, and it has been a phenomenon back then because the technological era starts to blooming at that time, and the users can share various type of files, including songs, the musics. So when the artists, the creators or producers of the songs know this such platform exists, they felt angry because they know that the users can listen to their song free of charge. They can share the songs free of charge. No payments no payments made for the users to share files. So maybe because some of the creators angry, but some of them welcome the platform with the because of they know that some of the users out there cannot afford to purchase their songs in the digital platform or maybe in the physical stores. So with this existence of platform, they could share the songs and they could listen to it, and at the same time they know about the artist of the song, and the artist can be popular through it. Now various platforms has been exist with the same concept as Napster, such as iTunes, Apple Music, Pandora, and so on. Still, there's have a debate between these companies and the artists who defend for their rights for the songs. For example, Taylor Swift has given open letter to Apple regarding her songs in Apple Music. The open letters mention that the service made by Apple, which is the Apple give 3 months free of charge for their new Apple product users to access iTunes, to access Apple Music. Without they can access it free of charge, and it makes Taylor Swift as the artist angry about that. At the 3 months of period, the artists, producers, the creators of the song will not be given any compensation for their songs they played in the Apple Music. So Taylor Swift give the operator to the Apple to mention about that, and after that the Apple decides to change terms in their artist contract, and the artist will be paid at a reduced rate as a compensation for their song that has been placed and played in the Apple Music. Organization has been used ethical theories to be practiced in their culture in the company, and various ethical theories can be applied. Ethical theories means the general rules that explain what is right and what is wrong and why it is said so. In this case study, the companies that provide file sharing platform applied the ethical theories named ethical egoism. This theory is mentioned in chapter 1 of ADM599, which is introduction of ethics. This theory means that everyone has their own ego and self-interest to achieve their goals, and only he himself understands what he wants. So for this case study, Apple want to provide to their users the platform that could be easier for the users to listen music, such as the Apple Music. The users can use Apple Music to listen to the songs. This platform made by Apple not because of their self-interest, as we know that ethical egoism cares about the egoism and the self-interest of the organization. But the Apple does not make the platform only for themselves. The Apple cares about their users, so they made this platform to be benefit to the users, the artists, the creators itself, and the company itself. So in aspect of users, they can listen to their favorite artist songs in this and that 3-month period, free of charge, and they can listen unlimitedly without being paid. And for the artists and the creators of the song, their names can be known by the users and they can reach popularity from that. And for the Apple, they can attract users to use the Apple Music because they provide this kind of service. Some of the creators still does not agree with this decision made by Apple, but when the Apple did this, it could prevent the users to listen to their songs illegally, maybe from illegal source or illegal way, like they download from YouTube, for example. So with this platform, the Apple could prevent their users from listening to their artist songs illegally. Secondly, the ethical issues or ethical theory that can be related to this study is ethical issues, actually. The ethical issues in business, which is intellectual property rights and privacy. Okay, so in this case study, intellectual property right involves with the legal protection to protect the intellectual property such as music, songs, art, books, and so on. So this is important to protect their intellectual property from being plagiarized anywhere. What happened in this case study is Taylor Swift, who she defend her right towards her song. She decided to give the open letter to the Apple. She mentioned that she not agreed about the 3 months free service that provided by the Apple to their new Apple product users, because when the Apple give that such service, the artists and the producers will not gain any financial gains from their song that played in the Apple Music. So it bring a big loss to them. So the artist's action are understandable because they act as a they act as the owner of the song. So it is understandable because they want to defend their rights towards their song in this such case. So once Taylor Swift gave the open letter to the Apple, that company decide to change the terms in their agreement and pay the compensation to the artist in a reduced rate.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Izzati Akhtar binti Ihsan and I will present about question 1 and question 2 of digital downloads article. So question 1 is, artists generally agree that piracy causes financial harm, but some artists recognize that piracy creates exposure for the artist and access for the listener. Do you think the benefits of piracy outweigh the harms done? Why or why not? So my answer is, some artists recognize that piracy creates exposure for them, and it makes it accessible for everyone who doesn't have enough income to purchase the songs. They can access the song very easily without having to purchase. However, this piracy bring damages to producers and songwriters, especially in US, because there are 70,000 jobs per year are lost because of this piracy. So this is the proof that piracy bring damages to the producers and also songwriters and everyone behind the song producing. The next one, music industry piracy statistics have highlighted the cost of music piracy, and it has caused the American economy to drop because people lose jobs and their earnings due to this piracy. People are able to access the songs without having to pay, and this causes the people behind the songs making lose their income. And then my answer is no, the benefits of piracy does not outweigh the harms done, because lots of people involved in producing and making the song receive damages, like I said earlier. My conclusion is ethics is very important in business world. So producing a site for people to download songs illegally is wrong, and it costs the efforts of the people behind the song, like songwriters and also producers are unappreciated. Their efforts are unappreciated because people get to access the song without having to pay. So what the producers and the songwriters are making are unpaid, and they are unappreciated because people can access the songs very easily. And my last conclusion is, it is unethical for a person to make a site for piracy since it involves copyright issues. So question 2 is, along with other file sharing services, Napster stimulate these services, IP, Pandora, and others. This positive justifies Napster's illegal acts. Why or why? So my answer is, this positive outcome does not just Napster illegalities, because creators need ethics in their business. First thing is, they provide a site to download it illegally, which is wrong, ethical in business. Business people need ethical. They need to put that their attitude is just as in their life. If they are in private life, to be ethical in as well. Business involves people too, so they know that they are ethical. Second, ethics in business means appreciate people's works. I said just now, they provide us for piracy. The efforts of the project and songwriters appreciate it because they paid for it, for what they have done, for what done. So there's people show our appreciation by providing a site. People need to pay the songs, so means that they are not doing it, they are unethical, and the people behind producing not appreciated. And then Napster needs social responsibility to its users and the content that they provide inside, because what they are providing their website, other people's work, they need to social responsibility to the people, they are ethical. And then, although business is a real challenge because it requires respect to the people, Napster created to show they are and they can manage their business effectively. What they need to do, they need to start services inside so that people can be it by buying the song and showing appreciation producers and writers. So from me, thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Anis Amira and I'm from AM2255B. Okay, regarding the third question in digital download, in our opinion, if Apple had not agreed to compensate artists in response to the Swift open letter, it is ethically questionable to subscribe to their service. It is because Apple, as we know, is a big brand and well-known brand that is known all over the world. So Apple also has many subscribers and followers that will lead to the higher of profit. So this is why it is ethically questionable if Apple did not agree to compensate artists, because we know that Apple is a big brand, is a well-known brand, and they supposedly need to appreciate artists by compensate them and by paying them with the right amount that they supposedly get. So as we know that each of the person in the world have their own right that cannot be infringed by others. So songs also is one of the copyright that need to be compensated if others want to use it, especially the Apple, such as the company like Apple, if they want to use the artist song, so they need to compensate them with the right amount. So this is because artists, writers and also producers earn money by producing a songs. So this is why when Apple want to stream the artist song in their streaming service, thus they need to compensate artists with the right amount that they supposedly get. So without the artist, without the producer and also without the writer, there will be no song. So this is why Apple need to compensate artists for the copyright of the song by compensate them with the right amount that they supposedly get. We as a consumer will not subscribe Apple if Apple decided not to compensate artists. It is because artists also is an ordinary human just like us, so they need to have their sources of income. So if Apple did not pay them, did not compensate them even though that it is just for the 3 months as been stated by the article, it is still an ethical action, since there are a lot of small artists that depend solely on their sale of songs. So the free 3 months trial is like a waste for the artist, even though that Apple has said that it for the promotion and for the profit benefit in the future, but the free 3 months is like a free long period that they need to endure without getting any compensation. So if we like the artist, we will support them by paying them for their songs, because we know that it is not easy to produce a song that will be liked by the others. But according to the article, Apple has decided to compensate artists as a response to the Swift open letter. Thus, because of this, we decided that we will likely to subscribe Apple. This is because after the changing of the term of the agreement, it shows that each of the people who contribute in producing a song will compensate by the Apple. When Apple decided to compensate them, it shows that they actually being accountable for what they have done. So it is a proper thing to pay someone as an exchange for what they have been given to us. So we will subscribe Apple because it shows that the concerns with the artist complaint. Thus, why not we subscribe Apple as they have done the right thing and something right, and they are accountable for what they have done. So by subscribing them, actually we support the artist. So this is why we will likely subscribe Apple. One of the 10 moral laws that have been identified by the Bernard Gerd does piracy violate is about obey the law. According to the Gerd, we need to obey the law that have been implemented. And according to the Parent Host, Garafa and Biotica 2019, Gerd say that even though that we think that some laws are unjust laws, but most of the law that is created is a good and fair. A person will look like morally commendable if he obey the law, and piracy, as we know, is a conduct that involves illegally downloading or obtaining something from the illegal sources. In Malaysia, a person could be sentenced to 5 years to to 5 years in prison and fined between 5,000 and 20,000 ringgit for making pirated copies, according to the Copyright Act 1987. Other than the artists, the authors and also the publishers are among those who are potentially affected by the piracy. With the internet and technology advancement, we can just get information. All information is in our hand. If people want to read and to buy the books, they can just post and search in the internet. And sometimes there is a individual that sold book at a very low price, and usually they tend to find a famous pirated book to encourage people to buy it from them, and usually they make it as a ebook piracy. So this actually bring a bad consequences to the book industry, since usually we know that people tend to buy a book at the lower price, and sometimes people also didn't notice that they buy a illegal book, the pirated book. So the situation makes worse when there are even an illegal website that contain 1,000 of pirated books, and it can be easily downloaded by the users, and this actually is a crime because it violates the copyright of the authors of the book. In United Kingdom, according to the UK government intellectual property office, it has been estimated that around 70% of the ebooks are consumed illegally by the users, and piracy books actually makes the sales of the books going down, and this lead to the lower royalty to the authors of the book, because they wrote the books but they didn't get any payment because of the piracy issues. Yes, with the broader view of people who affected and harm caused, it has changed our opinion on the piracy. Even though that we know that most of the quality products are expensive, but still piracy is wrong. It is because it violated the law that protect the right of those who produce the product. Yes, we know that most of the people cannot afford to buy quality products such as the song, the artist music album, the movie, the books, but we also need to see in the view of people who produce that product. They had invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort in producing that product. This we need to pay them if we want their product. They depend on the sales of their product as their sources of income. This, if we buy their product from the pirated business, it seems like we stole their product without paying to them. So actually, it is not a good thing to buy product from the piracy business, because it seems like we buy the things but we did not pay for them. In conclusion, since the world now is towards more to technology, especially in terms of the digital technology, things like piracy will continue to happen. This is why copyright law exists as a result of the piracy issues that happen. People nowadays want something that is cheap but also quality. Thus, there will be some of the individuals, some of the company, and some of the business who will take advantage on this situation. Thus, we as a consumer, as a user, need to alert to this situation. Even though that most of the user will not be affected by this issue, but we need to put ourselves as a filmmaker, as a writer, as an artist, as a author, as a publisher that produce a product. It is hard to produce something that is more quality. Thus, when we produce something that is quality, thus we expected that we get a good return, a good payment. But when piracy happen, we got nothing. People buy our product at the illegal website at the lower price, and also sometimes free. That's what we will get. Thus, in doing a business, ethics is important. Same as ethics is important in somebody's life. Piracy is unethical and immoral conduct that violates the law, since it infringes the someone's right, the people's right.
So that's all from us. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.